Hi, everybody. I am Lady Stars on Fire, and this is Breaking the Cage. This is going to be a powerful week. It's going to be a sensitive week, a very emotional week as well. But I mean, it's going to be a very powerful week. And what Spirit is giving me is funny because when I'm looking at the astrology, when I look at the astrology, the absolute only thing that I see, I mean, like I have to fight through what Spirit is putting in front of me in order for me to see the astrology. And what I am getting is paper planes, paper planes all over the place. And it took me a little bit of time to figure out exactly what it was that's going on with the astrology versus the way Spirit is giving it to me. Now, understand what they're giving me really is paper planes by Neptune. And this can be an incredibly powerful, wonderful, glorious time. But this has to do with opening your big beady eyes and making sure that you're seeing the truth that is in front of you, especially in some areas within yourself that maybe you're not acknowledging about yourself. And the way that they're giving it to me is you've got to understand Neptune is magic, but it's also illusion, delusion. It's fantasy and la la land. It's they were like it's great wide open. Because what I'm trying to get at is where fantasy smacks you in the face with harsh reality, but it's not just that. It's where magic is created. And you've got to understand we have some major powerful energies still going on in Capricorn, Aquarius, and in Pisces. We're having the full, not the full moon, we're having the new moon, starting about new energies, new beginnings, new upcoming, any and everything in your life. On the second is the new moon in Pisces. Now, that's the moon, the sun, more or less Jupiter. You've got to understand the moon, the sun, and Jupiter and Neptune all week are only within 5 degrees of each other. They're not literally right on top of each other, but the moon's going to be traveling through this energy. And then the moon's going to be moving into Aries as we get past the week, which is, past that new moon. And we're starting a new beginning, new directions, new ideas, and what we're trying to bring into fruition. And then it goes into Taurus. So this is a very powerful, emotional week that can be very much the way they're giving it to me is paper planes. Are you the hustler? Or are you being hustled? And in fact, what Spirit says isn't hustled at all. Spirit says, for some of you, flat out, are you being swindled? And I don't mean just in a financial way. I mean within your whole life. And, the people and the surroundings, as well as are you swindling yourself, like coming up empty? And this has everything to do with your magic and where you're taking it. Versus, are you seeing with true, big, bright, beady, wide eyes the truth? When we think of paper planes, we think of toys. We think of, kids putting them together, making them, sending them flying. But they're not a real plane. Now, it's not actually taking you anywhere. Yet it floats. Okay? But then again, could you make the plane good in the first place? Could you even get it in the air, or did it just nosedive? This is what I'm talking about. Are you seeing the real truth? Are you playing with paper planes and making them float? Are you able to float through this energy, but you're not really moving forward? Or are you actually creating something that's, sound, strong, firm, and you're able to send that off with a good foundation and start a new beginning? Or is it kind of flimsy, paper-like, and will fall apart? Are you the hustler? Or are you being hustled? Are you being swindled? Are you seeing the truth? And what are you going to do with what is being shown to you? Now, this goes on many different levels when we get into a spiritual aspect, when we get into our emotional aspects, because Pisces energy is all about magic. It's all about Pisces people live in their own Pisces world, man. It's a beautiful world, but it's not always the real world. And this is what I'm trying to say. Are you in denial and not seeing maybe certain aspects of yourself? Perfect example. And I don't want to sell. I don't want to throw out a reading that I've done, but it was a perfect example that I was talking to someone, and they were asking, when is somebody coming into their life? And the idea behind that was, well, are you expecting them to just show up at your door? Are you going to go out and be part of life? Do you believe that you're capable of bringing energy to you? You know what I'm saying? Where is your true soul self? Where is your true understanding of where you're at? And if you're not at a good place, it's time to come to terms with that so that you can figure out what you've got to do to come to that good place. If it has to do with self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, because we are talking about Pisces. It is the 12th house, which is dealing with grief, sorrow, shame, blame, insecurities, and things that we don't like to address because they're insecurities. It's the unconscious, what we're not acknowledging is really true, what we're unconscious about, but it's right there in front of you. It's like I say all the time, if you were cleaning and or I use it when I explain the 12th house a lot. You have skeletons in the closet. But sometimes skeletons in the closet is the same kind of aspect as sweeping dirt under the rug. So is the dirt been swept under the rug? It's still right there, but you're telling yourself it's not. And these are the things about ourselves that we have to acknowledge so that we can actually, start to make this change as we come through this new moon in Pisces. So we're being shown things that need to be healed in order for us to literally fly again. So we're not paper planes that will eventually take a nosedive. And we're not floating through it without true consciousness. This is telling us how to set the intention by acknowledging all of the truth, redirecting it, setting a good firm foundation, and build from scratch. Now, Spirit is giving me some major key points to this week's energy because, like I said, you have Capricorn. When I look at Capricorn, like I said, it's very hard for me to even see the aspects on the astrology chart because the way Spirit is messing with me. And Capricorn is literally like pulsing when I look at it. But it's not because it's full, it's because it's about to go with a whole lot less energy. And you have Mars and Venus who have been in Capricorn with Pluto and Vista. Well, Mars and Venus have been like this, right next to each other the whole time. It's been what's been making all the aggression energy come out because Mars passed Venus. Well, they're both about to leave Capricorn, that 10th house, which is the authority, the outer world. It is your professional world. It is also your prestige, your careers, where it comes from, how you're seen and viewed, the authority of the outer world, not just on a political arena, but in your individual small little lives, to your jobs and everything that has authority in your life as to what's going to happen and what can and can't happen, versus your own power of your own free will, your own calling your energies back to you and taking your power back. Okay? Mars has been very aggressive, very much the bull with the horns. Okay, it's past Venus. But as of the 6th of this week, Venus and Mars are both going to move into Aquarius. And then Mars is going to fall behind Venus. So it's going to shift that energy completely because Venus will go back into value and acknowledging what is good and what is not, Are you being valued? Are you not? Within the outer world and the people, the places, the things that you keep, the company you keep, do they support your goals, dreams, ambitions? Are they really there for you? You're going to start seeing it on a new level, but a more balanced level. Not to mention, Aquarius has Saturn and Mercury, which is in 5 degrees of each other. Anytime the planets are within 5 degrees of each other, that is like firepower energy. Even if it's an air sign or an earth sign, it's an incredibly explosive, powerful energy. So you're having multiple on top of each other's coming through this week. Okay. Like I said, you've got in Pisces, that 12th house on a universal scale, you have the sun, the moon, they're the new moon. Then you have Jupiter and Neptune all within 5 degrees of each other. In Aquarius, you have Venus and Mercury, which are going to be moving out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. They're like a few decimals away from each other. It's not even like a degree. They're in the same degree. It's just Venus is going to go back ahead. All right. And then you have Mercury and Saturn within 5 degrees. And then in Capricorn, you have Vesta and Pluto. So everywhere you look, it's multiple power ups on top of each other. If you can't be missing the signs that are coming at you right now. You have the 12th house, which is creation or make believe. Neptune is bringing you the paper planes and giving you everything you need to either float through this, but really not go anywhere because you're not healing it, or to seriously dig deep because of Jupiter, the sun, and the moon being on top of each other with that Neptune to give you the grace, the power, the speed to vibrationally upshift and to see that oomph, not oomph, the moment of like, the moment of, oh my God, the epiphany. It's there for you this week. You have Capricorn energy as Pluto Vista, which is the keys Vista is to the outer world and being able to take that rulership back with Pluto kicking down the door, making the changes, forcing it out. And it's going to be here still for another year, pushing these changes out. All right. You have it along with until the 6th, Venus and Mars pushing their way out. But all of this energy is trining the North Node, which is in Taurus. It's trining everything you need to know about your independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. How do you come back into your power? What about your power are you not acknowledging that you need to reignite? And then bring it back into fruition. Bring it back into your life. Breathe life back into it. The North Node is everything you need to know in order to move forward. And it is the small possessions that make you feel good about you. So maybe it's time for shape shifting. Maybe it's time, for a brand new outlook. Maybe it's time for that, the haircut, the new shape shifting within your life that helps to get you right. Like I say to people all the time, you don't realize how much your phone is important to you. If you don't have your phone, you feel kind of lost. That is one of those small possessions that make you feel better about you. People's glasses, people's jewelry, people's crystals. Things that they love that help them connect to their soul self. So are you connecting to the soul self? And are you acknowledging where the soul self is telling you, hey, you've missed a beat here. This is what we need to do so that we can take it from inside of you and bring it out into the outer world. It is pulsing with powerful energy of action and being able to bring this into fruition and start to make this happen. All of this energy is going to start happening after that new moon, because then it's going to go into Aries, where it's going to get the bright ideas to start it. But if you don't feel comfortable with it, you're going to want to burn out on it. And then you're going to get comfortable. See, and this is the problem. This is not the time to get comfortable because we got a lot of sextiles going on in this astrology. And when you have sextiles, the biggest problem with sextiles means I can do it later. No, you can't. It means I feel good and comfortable with things right now. So put it off until a little bit later. But a little bit later, the opportunity won't be there. This is saying you have to go after that soul fire now. That eternal flame. You have to go after that now and start bringing that out and showing it and acknowledging it within yourself. That energy is trining that north node, which is everything you need to learn in order to move forward to bring you back into your personal freedom, your personal soul self, your liberation. Can you believe in it? You have Saturn and Mercury, though. Sorry, we're getting a dry throat. Saturn and Mercury is in that 11th house, and that 11th house is the groups, the memberships that you keep that are of the outer world, like work friends, committees, teams that you are a part of. They are the outer world that either support your dreams, hopes, goals, ambitions, or actually take from your time because it's supporting other people's dreams, hopes, ambitions. So is the committees, the groups, the memberships you're part of, do they help you grow, mature, spiritually evolve, and become exactly what you want at the same time as you helping them? This energy has got Saturn in it now. Aquarius itself is kind of like, I'll take on City Hall. I got the balls to do anything, but yet at the same time, a little intimidated by it all. Do you hear where I'm going with this? Saturn is setting new rules, walls, and boundaries here, but Mercury is still within 5 degrees of this. So this is saying your communication is ready to set these boundaries if you're not afraid. Step out of your comfort zone because it is not getting along with the nodes. The nodes, again, the north node is everything you need to learn in order to move forward and everything that you're really good at, but it does nothing for you. It doesn't help you anymore. You've outgrown it. So that's exactly what it is have you outgrown what's going on in these groups and memberships? Have you outgrown the group, the membership, these people? Or have they outgrown you? Or is it still a good fit? Does it still vibrationally fit? Is it still, in that, line of manifestation that works for you? Is it still in alignment? If it's not in alignment, stop trying to force it in alignment. It's time to make the changes. And this energy of Saturn and Mercury is getting along great with Lilith, though. So inside of you, you know exactly where your soul fire is. You know what you desire. But are you having trouble understanding how to achieve it? This is going to be asking you if the people that you are surrounding yourself with are actually, there to help you, love you, and see you achieve what you want to achieve, or do they just manipulate you? Remember, paper planes. Are you being hustled, or are you the hustler? And it's not even that. It's just, are you opening up your big, beady eyes to see the truths that are right there in front of you? Because that's often exactly what it is. We don't want to see. You also have on the 9th, Mercury enters Pisces. So, things are moving all week. You've got all kinds of major power coming into fruition, coming forward after this new moon. The new moon is going to bring it up. But as we move forward, how will you react? Where will you take it? And I told you again, you have sextiles, which means we get comfortable and lazy about it and want to wait until later. Capricorn energy is getting along great with the South Node, which is everything that you're very good at, but it's not helping you rebirth. So are you very much in your comfort zone and not going anywhere? Are you setting the rules, walls, and boundaries within the groups, the members, that is your soul tribe that's going to help you? Or are they actually just not even caring and listening? Neptune can only deliver the magic that you feed it. So again, is this stuff that's under the carpet? Or are we actually creating a new, we're starting a new cycle? You have the sun and Jupiter, which is sextiling the North Node. 12th house, grief, sorrow, shame, blame, and insecurities. The unconscious that is right in front of you. But will you communicate it to yourself and see exactly, with your beautiful big beady eyes, exactly what you need to see? Because everything is on the table. Just where will you take it? And if you can't understand it, ask your guides. It's often that we don't understand things in the 12th house. All you have to do is ask your guides, and they will help you to understand the direction that is best for you. I love you guys, and I will be back next week. Bye.